Hey everyone, Ed from Paranormal Inc. Ohio here, back at it again with another podcast episode. Tonight's True Crime Tuesday episode is about an American-born serial killer from Ohio named Michael Madison. Now, Michael Madison is a very horrible human being, and just what I'm about to read from the research I did is just absolutely about to floor you guys. I want to do a serial killers from Ohio type episode. So for the next while now, for the True Crime podcast, we're going to do serial killers that are just basically from Ohio. And you're going to hear about their lives and what they have done up into their murder spree. I can't even say spree because they got them classified differently now. Just up to their crimes. And Michael Madison is no exception. This guy was just as evil as the rest of them. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to read from my notes and everything that I got from all my research online. I even went to the library and looked up some stuff. It's just, from what I've read of these people, it's just amazing how people like this just exist. Michael Madison, born October 15th, 1977, is an American convicted serial killer and sex offender from East Cleveland, Ohio, who was known to have committed the murders of at least 3 women over a 9-month period in 2012 and 2013. He was arrested and charged with the crimes. In 2013, he was sentenced to death in 2016. So we're going to start by talking about early life for Michael Madison and how things had started, the things he was living through, and just what the guy, I don't know. Just wait. You guys will understand here in a second. So we'll start with the early life. Michael Madison was born on October 15, 1977 to Diane Madison and John Baldwin, the product of an accidental pregnancy. However, Baldwin has denied that he was the father and had no contact with Madison. Madison had a severely abusive mother. His mother's boyfriends also abused him. He would later admit that he had mixed feelings over his mother's death. On July 19, 2013, police responded to reports of a foul odor, investigated a garage leased to Madison, and discovered a decomposing body. Lying inside 2 more bodies were found the following day. One in a backyard and the other in the basement of a vacant house. The bodies of the 3 women were found 100 yards, 91 meters, to 200 yards, 180 meters apart, and were each wrapped in plastic bags. After obtaining a search warrant, police entered Madison's apartment and found further evidence of decomposition. After a brief standoff with the police at his mother's house, Madison was taken into custody without incident. The victims were later identified as Shatisha Sheely, 28, who had been missing since September 2012. Angela Deskins, 38, a resident of Cleveland, who was reported missing in June 2013. And then Shirelda Helen Terry, 18, was last seen July 10, 2013, leaving a Cleveland elementary school where she had a summer job. On July 22, 2013, Madison was charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder. His bail was set at $6 million, and he also waived his right to preliminary hearings. Now we're going to move on to his trial and his conviction. We're going to keep going. On October 31st, 2013, Madison's attorney, David Grant, entered a not guilty plea to an updated incident that included sexually motivated aggravated murder charge. Prosecutors had announced that they were now seeking the death penalty, a move his attorney had tried to prevent, but had expected. The 14-count updated incident indictment includes 2 counts of each aggravated murder for each victim, 3 counts of kidnapping, 3 counts of gross abuse of a corpse, 1 count of rape, and 1 count of weapons charges by an ex-convict. He had originally been registered as a sex offender in 2002 after serving 4 years for an attempted rape conviction. Having had previous drug convictions in 2000 and 2001, Madison's trial began on April 4, 2016. On May 5, 2016, Madison was found guilty in the murders of Shirelda, Terry, Shatisha, Sheely, and Angela Deskins. The jury spent less than 1 day deliberating before returning a guilty verdict on all 13 counts. Madison told the court he planned to appeal to the Ohio Supreme Court. On May 20, 2016, the jury recommended that Madison should be sentenced to death. On June 2, 2016, Cuyahoga Common Pleas Judge Nancy R. McDonald sentenced Madison to death. During the sentencing, Madison was seen smirking. The smirking caused Van Terry, the father of the victim, Shirelda Terry, to lunge at Madison in anger over his daughter's death. Terry was released without charges, as he shouldn't have been charged. If someone was smirking because they murdered my daughter, oh Lord. The Ohio Supreme Court voted unanimously to uphold the death sentence for Madison on July 21, 2020. Madison was scheduled to be executed on May 15, 2024, but Ohio Supreme Court Chief Justice Sharon Kennedy granted a stay until all of his appeals exhausted. 3 years after his conviction, Madison's mother, Diane Madison, was killed at her home on June 22, 2019. She died from multiple stab wounds. 3 of her grandchildren were also injured in the attack. Her grandson, 18-year-old Jalen Plummer, was charged with his grandmother's murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. He pleaded guilty to all charges and was sentenced in June 2021 to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 30 years. I just don't see how people can be that evil. I mean, to do what Michael Madison did. He chained these girls up, tortured them, repeatedly raped them, starved them. He did everything horribly wrong to these girls. And then he wants to sit there and smirk when he's sentenced. And I tell you what, man, like I said, if that was my child, my daughter, I have sons and daughters, and if my daughter was done that way and brutally murdered after everything that those girls had gone through, I would have killed him right there on the spot in the courtroom, and wouldn't have cared if I spent the rest of my life in prison. Because you're going to look and smirk at me after murdering my... Oh, my Lord. So, and I'm glad that the father didn't get any charges put on him. Because can you imagine that? Can you imagine being the one that has to charge this man? No. No way. So that was the first of the, trust me, I'm up to 40 Ohio serial killers on this journey we're going to go through with the Ohio serial killer. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I cannot wait to tell you guys more. I love each and every single one of you so much. Don't worry, the Paranormal Podcast will still drop every Friday, as usual. And you can go to paranormalink.com to check out some of the old investigations I've done, some new investigations, new lives, old lives, some things we have for sale up there. We have crystals, sage, anything you can think of, we have. If you're more into the paranormal aspect of everything, you can go there to check everything out. We're on Facebook, TikTok, X, YouTube, Instagram, all that. The true crime is also on there as well. This is kind of fresh going because I'm addicted to true crime. Me and my wife love it very, very much, and I just wanted to start doing this type of podcast as well. So for now, you can go to paranormallinkohio.com and you can check out all that there too. True crime and the paranormal. Well, until Friday, when you have a paranormal podcast episode, you guys will hear from me then. Thanks. Bye, everyone.